Cam made a response on It Is What It Is this morning pertaining to Jim Jones and his interview with Justin LaBoy. So, of course, we're going to break that down. I just wanted to give y'all a snippet from an interview I saw not even 2 days ago, kind of correlating and showing the initial issues between Jim Jones and Cam. Let's take a look.
But Jim at that particular time, even now, Jim not dissing, like I said, there's no dissing or whatever. I'm talking about stuff we used to talk amongst each other. You would rather, JR may rap better than Jim or whatever, but you rather be like Jim. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You rather wear the chain on a belt or a skull head when he did the skull heads, or start going from baggy clothes to slimming clothes down. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He has a great image. And I always realized that about Jim even coming up, because we used to run into, we didn't always hang out in the beginning, and we used to run into a lot of the same females we may have dealt with or whatever, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So his image was always A1, always fly, always got, we used to battle on who would get sneakers first or whatever. But image means a lot to me more than the lyrics do.
Whenever there's a long-standing beef and people can equate that beef to something that happens in the past, why isn't that we can't go to the initial beef? And since it's never spoken on, whenever either one of them do interviews, it always goes to the music, or when they first started hanging together when music ensues, we never get to the underlying tension that has always been there between the two of these gentlemen. As I showed y'all earlier, my brother sent me that clip. It was a snippet from B. Elliott Wilson and Cam'ron's interview. Cam was asked a question pertaining to something totally different, but when you have something ruminating in your head, you're gonna get your shit off. So Cam basically tells us why this 20 or 15 year beef between him and Jim Jones exists to begin with. Cam saw Jim early on and knew Jim was a fly nigga. He had all the girls. Once Cam stepped his game up and started frequenting women, he noticed that a lot of the women that he was obtaining, Jim Jones had obtained. He already had these women. Every shot since then that Cam has taken at Jim has, in some way, shape, or form, showed that Cam was more advanced than Jim. Whether it be rapping, whether it be business, whether it be how they conduct themselves when the cameras aren't on them. Every step of the way, Cam shows us that, hey, Jim Jones is a novice. He doesn't really know what he's doing. He tried to follow my lead. But in my head, the reason you're saying all these things, trying to denigrate Jim Jones, is because secretly, at one point in time, I'm not going to say idolize, that's too strong of a word, but you were enamored with his movements. And that's something that we don't speak about a lot as men, because it's something we don't ever want to admit to. We notice the movements of other niggas that we take tidbits from. We notice how y'all are moving out here. Cam noticed how Jim was moving out here in these streets. When shit popped off, Cam was the first one to blow. Since it's already in the back of my head, you a peon, I'm going to do whatever it takes to show you that you a peon and that I should have been number one this whole entire time. Every Jim Jones interview I ever see where he's speaking on the Cam situation, he always says Cam'ron, being the boss, didn't take care of his number one employee or his number one or creation or whatever. In Jim Jones' mind, I'm supposed to be number one. Juelz took off. So now Cam's putting all his time and dedication into Juelz. And since Jim Jones didn't pop off immediately with this rap shit, I'm not an A&R. I'm not going to put all my time and invest anything into you. It's funny that Jim Jones, 15, 20 years later, after all this shit popped off, is the one that's rapping continuously now. And Cam is on something else. You can speak on the business dealings and the movements, but let's speak on that too. Jim Jones made an assertion that Cam wasn't a good boss. The track record kind of says that. Yes, you made a bag when you were at Def Jam and had your own imprint, But where is that imprint currently? So Jim Jones ascended in the rap sphere because he never wanted to be in the business side of rap. He just wanted to rap. He's ascending in that and it's still current. But you, on the other hand, we're seeing the bounce back now because of it is what it is. But prior to that, everything Jim saying kind of makes sense. It tracks to me. So I'm looking at everything that Cameron is saying to see if it tracks. And this came out of his own mouth that Jim was the man in his eyes. Money doesn't change how you feel. It doesn't change how you act. It only enhances it and emphasizes it. If you had disdain for somebody when you were broke, when you were up, you're going to do everything in your power to show them niggas that you're up and that I'm better than you. I don't even have to conduct business with you. I got my check. I'm not concerned about what it is that y'all did. And let bygones be bygones. I'm going about my day. Credit to Jim Jones. It's not like he's just over here talking about Cam all the time. He done moved around. He's in different circles. But yes, there's going to be resentment on my end towards you because you fumbled the bag. We're all supposed to be following your lead. This is why I don't do associations. I don't do relationships or friendships with business. We're business partners. That's the end all, be all. That way, when shit gets funny, we can go our separate ways. We ain't got to have no antipathy or resentment towards each other. But since they had chemistry, quote unquote, or they were in competition with each other prior to this rap shit, there's always going to be an underlying tension. Unless they were just best friends in this shit, which was not the case. The saddest part to me in all of this, though, is there's never going to be an apology from either side to the other. They're never going to really make amends because over the course of time, they did develop a real relationship, which is why they never just fully go cutthroat at each other. They throw barbs. They never go fully cutthroat at each other because, of course, they both have each other's dirty laundry. You have to be able to differentiate when it's time to do business and when it's time to be friends. And you have to be able to differentiate if we're actually friends or if we're just associates. Some people have information about you from 20 plus years ago that they can't wait to get off on your ass. The people that you grew up with, if y'all both ascended together, that's one thing. But if one of y'all ascended at a different pace than the other, I'm always going to have that in the back of my head. Always keep notes. Always keep records of your interactions with people. And in your head, you already know the difference. It's up to you to be able to keep them hoes in containment. That way, when shit like this happens, you could just brush it off. Or if you're in the wrong, you'll be able to take accountability for what you did and be at peace and move forward. It's not going to be a 20, 25 year beef that people constantly speak on. But figured I'm gonna expand the horizons and start speaking on different things that are happening in the entertainment sphere, in the zeitgeist of media. So many different things happening. We could break down body language. We could break down the relationships and underlying intentions and feelings that people actually hold. And stop sugarcoating shit. I tell everyone's reaction and actions that they do towards you, there's an emotional decision behind it. Unless it's strictly business. And unfortunately, most of the times when business ensues, it's not just business. So we're going to have topics to speak about for days. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Help your boy push it in the algorithm. If you have something to say, leave it in the comment section. Love to engage with my people. This is a community. Y'all aren't fans. Y'all aren't supporters. We are a community. Let's keep it that way. Y'all be safe out here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.